Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Breezing Through the Bullshit. This is your girl Bree, your Black Goddess here, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about our topic today, and our topic is going to be being a blurred. Now, if you do not know what being a blurred is, it's basically a black nerd. So blurs are hugely made fun of in schools or any other environments for just being black and smart, being black and articulate in their speaking proper, speaking, reading, and overall just being them. And they get usually judged by their own peers in their community or peers outside of their community, basically equating them to talking white, being something they're not. And I was one of them. Constantly, my whole life, when I was growing up, I was always looked at as different from my other peers, especially girls who looked like me, especially just by everybody. I always felt like it was kind of hard for me to relate to my community and relate to the kids as well, because I always kept to myself. But I was dipping and diving into music like Panic at the Disco or Imagine Dragons or 1975 and those bands. I started really getting into them in 8th grade, but a little bit I was listening to Katy Perry, or I was listening to Melanie Martinez, and of course I would listen to other black artists, but like I was very much, I'd say, like a girl with, I thought I was a girl with good music taste. I was also I was so into school. My head would be in the books constantly, and I just really thought that, you know, I was fine. But I would get around kids, right? And they would see how I was. Some of them would judge me and pick at me because I was quiet, and I just never got that. Sorry, I have my little drink here. But I just never understood why people always picked on others who are different. Why not applaud them for being different? You know? I always applauded people for being different too. Because when did it ever occur to people that when you're articulate, when you are properly speaking, when you have proper enunciation and everything, that does not equate to being white. That equates to having great vocabulary. That equates to you are just smart. You love books. I loved books when I was little. I used to read chapter books at a young age, and I was just so into my stuff. I was in my own world. And you would just have kids that would not understand that just to pick at you, and I just didn't know how to deal with that. Um, I would have some people be like, why do you talk like that? Or you talk like a white girl, or you have this tone with you. And I just did not understand that because I'm like, I'm black. I just don't understand why you guys are looking over that. It wasn't only from black kids around my block, but it was also other kids of different races, like some of them looking at me sideways a little bit. And I just felt awkward, like I couldn't be myself in my own space. And I just thought this was really good topic to talk about on my podcast today because I don't know how many people out there can relate to me. I don't know how many people who are listening to this knows what it feels like to be judged for no apparent reason. You're just being, you know? And I just feel like if you are still going through this to this day, never let anyone take your character and twist it. Never be ashamed of who you are. Just always stick to being yourself and don't code switch for nobody. Don't just because somebody's like, why are you talking like a white girl? Why are you speaking that way? it does not it's all coming from ignorance. It's all coming from a place of it has a lot to do with them. It's all coming from a place of insecurity, some self-esteem, or just them being them and being thinking that you're pickable and stuff like that. But when you brush that shit off, or like when you breeze past through that nonsense, it becomes noise to you. You know? I'm sitting here with my little milk and I'm drinking. I love milk, by the way. I feel like milk is so good for you. I've been changing my milks too. Like I went from oat milk and then I went back to that organic, like grass-fed milk and everything. I don't mean to get off topic, but like that's just what I've been doing, you know? I've also I also bought Japanese sweet potatoes recently, and that was so good. I really enjoyed it. But I wanted to go back to what I was saying because I was off on a motivation rant. Never let never let someone's words determine who. Don't let it define you. Don't let it determine who you are. Sorry, but yeah, we just live in a world where it's constant judgment, constant, and every time when someone's themselves, you have those people that will applaud you, and you have those people that would just nitpick at everything or be critical and throw you in a box and you didn't even ask for it. Like, who do you think you are? I just don't understand. But when you keep your head, you keep your head held high and you keep walking and you say to yourself, I'm grounded. I know who I am. It's just the best thing ever. I worked on that for years. I had to work on that for a long time. I did. It was something about my insecurities that I felt like I wanted to hide myself. Every time someone said something off or weird to me, you know? And throughout my years growing up, I felt a little sheltered, I would say. I felt like I was finding my own way. I felt embarrassed of listening to white bands, rock, alternative, anything with a tiny bit of screamo in it. You know, if black kids found out I listened to that music, I'd be flamed. That's immediately what I thought. You know, even if I said big words to some people, and they would be like, what does that even mean? What are you even talking about? You know? And then they start roasting me. It feels like, well, what am I supposed to do? This is how I talk. I want to extend my vocabulary. I want to be okay with that. Why is it that you have a problem with that? But it's like at that time when I thought about that, I didn't think about, I didn't think, I didn't, I didn't think what they think of me has nothing to do with me. I didn't have a strong mindset back then because I was still going through confidence issues. I was still going through low self esteem, coming from a background filled with abandonment issues, trauma, and all of that. And when you're not healed from those areas, you really heavily think and care about what others think of you. And you want to code switch for them. And if you don't know what code switching is, it's just like, you know, when you are with your black friends and you feel like you had to change your lingo and not use the same tone or the same lingo you use with other races, you know, other kids, like white kids. You don't really use, I never really use my regular lingo with the white kids. And when I was with just different ethnicity, just different races and ethnicities, I tried to mask myself or blend in wherever I could, but something was missing inside of me, that I wasn't truly being who I was, and I didn't have to mask any of that. I had to come out of my shell, and I had to do a lot of work, and thank God for therapy. It helped me with that. I was very happy about that. Yeah, I am so proud of myself for the growth that I have now in my journey. It's been a long time. I never thought I would say these things. I never thought I would be the ambitious person I am today. I never thought I would push through my struggles. It's just been a long time coming, and I'm going out to concerts. I have my independence, my autonomy. It took a long time for me to get to this point and to build this and to even help others, especially when I see that in someone else and I would want to help them because, we got to help each other. We got to uplift each other. We got to love each other. And we got to make sure that we're okay because it's a hard world out here. It's mean people out here, you know? So, yeah, I just wanted to get that out. I hope that you guys are enjoying me talking. I'm getting louder now. My mic is coming on the 10th. I'm so excited about that. I really love and adore all of my little fan base that I'm creating so far. I'm excited. I want to hear your guys' opinions. I want to hear what you guys want to hear me talk about more because I would love to talk longer, you know? And I would love to expand on topics that I really am craving about. I have so much more topics that I want to discuss as well because I'm such a yapper and I'm trying to really embrace my yapping on this podcast because nobody's going to do nothing. Nobody's going to stop me, guys. I'm just going to yappy everybody's ear off and I'm so excited about that. But stay tuned for more episodes. I have my threads. I have Facebook. I have Instagram. I have TikTok. I'm still building social media. I have YouTube as well. So if you like to see like behind the scenes or just in the making of this whole journey, please stay tuned because you're going to be seeing more of me. And I'm very excited to put myself out there to you guys more. I love you guys. And this is your host, Bree, on Breezing Through the Bullshit. And I hope you guys will have a beautiful day. Okay? Bye.